I'm going to share with you what I learned from Robert Kiyosaki and how it can apply to you too. So watch this video. First of all, I hope Robert Kiyosaki doesn't need an introduction. He's the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad and probably about 20 other books about real estate investing, quite well known in most parts of the world. And there are some really good lessons I've learned from him. And he's one of my mentors and has inspired me to do real investing and real invest teaching and generating passive income as well. And I want to share two of his most powerful messages that I have learned personally from Robert. And so mostly actually they come from his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So the first one is to use other people's money for your investing, right? No matter how little, much or very much money you have, eventually it's gonna be, finished, and there's always an end to it. But if you can leverage, I talked in my last video about leverage as well. If you leverage on other people, on other people's money, and you create like a win-win situation for both of you, where both of you are happy, then that's something absolutely worth doing, right? So other people's money could be the bank's money, for example, in terms of a loan. Now, when we talk about loans and debts, a lot of people are afraid of it. And I was too, honestly, when I was younger and had less experience, but not anymore, because Robert told me one very powerful thing. There's two types of debts. Bad debt and good debt. So what's the difference? Let me illustrate it to you. Let's say you don't have the money to buy a car, but you buy a car anyway, which you shouldn't, because you shouldn't really buy the things that you cannot afford, but a lot of people do, right? So the car is $100,000. Car loans are usually a bit more expensive, let's say 7%. How much is your cost every year for the interest? Of course, $7,000, right? But how much is your return on the car? How much does it actually yield you? Yes, zero. That's correct. You guessed it, right? So that's what we call bad debt. Bad debt doesn't make you any money. So try to avoid it. Credit card debt, car loans, anything that doesn't make you any money, no, thanks. However, a property loan can make you money. Firstly, the interest rate is usually significantly cheaper or lower than a normal loan. And especially at these times, and even over the last couple of years already, you got very cheap money from the banks, 2%, even 1%, depending on which country or currency you're talking at. But I took it conservatively in my example here, and I said the loan is 3%, which definitely you can get it cheaper than that. So that means how much is your interest cost? $3,000 per year, right? But now you can rent out that property, and let's say you get $7,000 rent for it on a yearly basis, paid weekly or monthly, doesn't matter, but per year $7,000. So that means 7,000 in, 3,000 out, leaves you 4,000 profit. And those 4,000 profit every year you wouldn't have if you didn't have the property. So that's what we call good debt, because this debt actually makes you money if you manage it correctly. That's of course a given that you need to know what you're doing and not just try to do it and then potentially face losses. But if you do it correctly, then this is something that a lot of people do, that Robert has taught me, that I'm doing, that I'm teaching people as well, because it's a very good thing to do. So you can learn it too. It's not particularly difficult. And so learn more what I learned from Robert, learn it from Robert, learn it from me, learn it from others. But important is that you take action and do it and not just think about it. So remember to subscribe to my channel, like and share this video, and I'll see you in the next one where I talk about Robert again. What is the number one crucial skill that he has taught me as well. See you then.